What's up, everybody? It's Carpo. Can you take me seriously, please, for just a minute? Take me seriously in these glasses. Come on. I wanted to talk for a minute about starting over. The idea of starting over in life. I was kind of thinking about this the other day, how I have to I say, I have to start over with my career or my work because of my back. And I started thinking about it. It's like, what is starting over? What am I starting over? When you say that you're starting, you imply that there's a finish. A start, a finish. So the idea of starting over to me means that there's a goal in mind. If you have a project and it falls apart, you're building a card house or something, it falls apart, you have to start over. Because in the end, you're going to have that house built. So when we talk about careers, what is the end game? Is it retirement? Well, if so, then you're not really starting over. You're just picking up where where you were. Sometimes when we have have a family and they're out of the house, then maybe somebody gets remarried and has another family. They say they're starting over, as if what is the end goal? Of course, what the kid's leaving home, but there really is no end game. It's kind of like starting over is not really what we're doing, but rather pushing forward, pushing on. I guess I have this thought of what do we expect from humanity? What do we really want from one another? And I'm always asking myself this question, what do people really expect in the end? Like, often people get in these groups and movements and there's no real clear end game in sight. It seems to be like the battle is what's important. But in the end, we realize that we don't even know what we were fighting for, It's kind of like nationalism, let's say, we're fighting for our country, and then over time we realize, what good is it to have a great country if other countries are suffering and constantly wanting what another country has. And I feel like we're lost as a society. Like, what is starting over? If we talk about starting over as a society, like, we're trying to start over. We're trying, our parents made these mistakes, yada yada, and we're trying to start anew. But that implies that there was an end game to start, that our parents and their parents really had a goal in mind. I think the goal has always been the same, survival and pushing forward. You might think that that's simple-minded, and I guess it is to an extent, but that's kind of what humanity is, simple-minded. As much as we want to seem like we're complex creatures, or that we have complex ideas, really, generally, the most prominent feature of humanity is survival. We go to work so we can pay our bills, and it's ginger ale, it's so good. So if we, this generation, think that we're starting over, because we look around, and I know that a lot of people are pointing at the other generations before us, saying, look at these mistakes they made, look at these mistakes they made. So I guess my question is, what are we doing now to start over, and how are we really making a change? And I see things slowly happening, slowly taking form. But my question is still, what is our end game? Does our generation have an end game? What about the next generation, the younger generation? Do they really have a goal in mind? Is there an idea that we have agreed upon to which this earth can always be conducive to everyone's life, where everyone can get along? Or is that even what people want? Do people want utopia? Do people want peace on earth? What really is peace on earth? Is it total resolution of all conflict? And I think that that's kind of where I stand on it. Like, we're starting over, but we don't know our end goal, just like we do in our own lives. And I really hope that we find one, that we can discover this. I don't know. I have an idea of what the world should look like, but it barely skims the surface. It's too complex to consider all the angles. Every time you think you got it figured out, you see this one group over here that's suffering because of all the ideas that work for everyone else. And that's really, I guess, the main point would be that we have to find things that work for everyone. Of course, there are going to be small groups that are, that are a little too extreme to fit in with the norm, and there is a majority rule type issue, but there's too many different, thousands of languages, thousands of different types of people, billions of people on Earth, and the population is over the top, and we got to figure out where to go from here. So just kind of a rant, I guess. I don't really know where we're going. I don't even know what starting over really means. Like, I feel like we're just picking up the pieces, but then I ask, what pieces? What are we using to fill in these pieces? We have all this technology, we have all this energy, different types of energy, nuclear and coal, and we want to abandon these forms of energy for new ones, but we don't really have a path set to do it yet. And I guess the way I see it is that to get from here to there, a lot of people are going to have to die unless we do it very planned and accordingly. Such as if we abandon GMOs and all nuclear power and all these things tomorrow, billions of people would die. It's a very, 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 well, those who know understand. We can make it work, but it's unfortunate that it has to get worse before it gets better, and I just hope that we can find a plan that will resolve that issue. It's kind of weird taking those off. Go in the recycling. So anyway, hope you all are doing fantastic. It's a damn sunny day here. I mean, it's like been 90 degrees for a few days, and pretty awesome. Makes me happy. I really dig nice weather. The pollinators are busy at work doing their thing. We're busy doing ours.